Had she known the truth behind their wealth? In the bustling Greenfield city, deep inside the noisy Hilltop district, lived a young woman named Grace. She was 24, with bright eyes that carried both innocence and unspoken ambition. Her widowed mother, Evelyn, struggled to provide for her after the death of her husband, who had been a carpenter before sickness snatched him away. Their home was nothing but a single-room face-me-I-face-you apartment with cracked walls and a corrugated roof that leaked whenever rain fell. Yet every morning, before the sun painted the sky, Grace swept the corridor, fetched water from the community borehole, and prepared pap for her mother before rushing to work at Hamilton Supermarket, one of the busiest stores in Greenfield. At the supermarket, Grace was known for her humility and dedication. She smiled at rude customers, worked extra hours without complaint, and always balanced her sales without error. Her manager once told her, "Grace, if all my workers were like you, my business would never suffer." But no amount of praise filled the emptiness in Grace's heart. She wanted more than just survival. She wanted comfort, luxury, and the respect that came with it. Every evening, Grace walked home through the crowded city streets. Along the way, she always noticed the other girls, young, beautiful, and dazzling in their appearance. They stepped out of tinted cars, their heels clicking against the pavement, their Brazilian wigs bouncing in rhythm with their laughter. Their expensive perfumes filled the air, their handbags glittered with designer labels. Grace watched them from afar, envy burning within her. "They are my age," she thought. "Yet look at them, glowing, rich, admired. And me? Just a cashier with nothing to show." One night, her mother noticed her sighing deeply. "What troubles you, Grace?" Evelyn asked as they ate their simple dinner of omelette and vegetable soup. Grace shook her head. "Nothing, Mama." But Evelyn pressed further. "My daughter, listen to me, not all that glitters is gold. Some riches carry sorrow you cannot bear. Be content with what God has given you." Grace nodded silently, but her heart refused to listen. One busy afternoon at Hamilton Supermarket, 3 glamorous women entered. The air changed instantly, their perfume filled the space, their laughter commanded attention. They were Vanessa, Clara, and Diana. Vanessa, tall and confident, wore a red bodycon dress with sparkling heels. Clara had expensive hair extensions that reached her waist, and Diana's nails shone with diamonds. They moved like queens, dropping cartons of wine, imported perfumes, and luxury chocolates at Grace's counter. When Grace rang up their purchases, the total was 75,000 Nigerian nairas. Vanessa laughed, peeling off crisp notes like they were nothing. Then she leaned toward Grace and whispered with a dangerous smile, "Why waste away here? You're too beautiful to be stuck behind this counter. There's a better life waiting. Stick with us, and you'll never struggle again." Grace's heart raced. She forced a laugh and brushed it off, but her soul was restless. A week later, as Grace locked up the supermarket at dusk, a shiny black SUV pulled up. The tinted window slid down, and Vanessa's voice called out, "Grace, get in." Clara handed her a gold-embossed card. "Tonight. Crystal Lounge. Don't be late." That night, Grace stood in front of her small mirror, staring at the gown and heels Vanessa had given her. She looked transformed, almost unrecognizable. When she stepped into Crystal Lounge, her breath caught in her throat. Chandeliers glittered overhead, live music played softly, and wealthy men in agbadas and designer suits laughed while sipping foreign wine. Vanessa, Clara, and Diana welcomed her like a sister, introducing her to powerful men who eyed her with interest. For the first time, Grace felt she belonged to the world she had always admired from a distance. When Grace came home late that night, Evelyn questioned her. "Where have you been?" "With friends, Mama. They want to help me find a better job in Silverlake City. They said the pay is good." Evelyn's face filled with worry. But after hours of thought, she sighed and said, "If you believe this is best for you, then may God guide you." She laid her hands on Grace's head and prayed fervently, blessing her daughter without knowing she was blessing her into a path of destruction. The bus rode into Silverlake City, a place unlike anything Grace had ever seen. Skyscrapers kissed the heavens, massive billboards glowed with ads of perfumes and luxury brands, and traffic stretched endlessly. At their new apartment, Grace was left speechless. Marble floors, glass walls, chandeliers brighter than the sun, she had never imagined such luxury. That evening, the man they called Mr. Williams arrived. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and dressed in flowing agbada. His gold wristwatch gleamed with every movement. He studied Grace from head to toe, then smiled coldly. "You do well here," he said, handing her an envelope stuffed with 500,000 Nigerian nairas. Grace trembled. She had never seen so much money in her life. Weeks passed. Grace was showered with gifts, clothes, jewelry, money. But one night, Vanessa and Clara led her into a dark underground hall. Candles flickered against walls painted with strange symbols. Men and women in hooded robes chanted in low tones, the sound of drums pounding like heartbeats. At the center stood Mr. Williams, holding a staff. A blindfolded man knelt before him. Vanessa pressed a dagger into Grace's trembling hand. "Do it. Everyone here has paid the price. If you refuse, you die." Tears ran down Grace's cheeks as her hand shook violently. She barely nicked the man's skin, but that was enough. Mr. Williams dipped his finger into the blood and smeared it on her forehead. "Now you belong to us." Grace's world shattered. Within months, Grace's life changed. She now drove a brand new black SUV, wore expensive human hair wigs, and dressed in clothes that cost more than her entire monthly salary at Hamilton supermarket. Her bank account was filled with millions. Men bowed before her, women envied her, children pointed at her car as she drove by. When she returned to Greenfield City, her neighbors gasped. She brought provisions, bags of rice, cartons of oil, and bundles of cash for her mother. Evelyn wept, praising God for blessing her daughter through her kind boss. But Grace knew the truth. And the truth tormented her soul. 2 years passed. Grace lived in abundance, but she was never at peace. At night, she heard whispers. Sometimes her reflection in the mirror smiled when she did not. One morning, she woke up to a message on her phone that chilled her blood. "Your turn is coming." That evening, Mr. Williams summoned her. In the ritual hall, he pointed at the next sacrifice. Grace froze in horror. The chosen one was her mother. "No," she screamed. "Take anyone else. Not her." The cult roared in anger. Mr. Williams' voice thundered. "Defy us, and madness will consume you." Grace ran, but she could not escape fate. In Silverlake City, Grace's mind broke. Her beauty faded, her clothes turned to rags. She wandered barefoot in the streets, laughing and crying at nothing. "The queen has fallen," children mocked, chasing her. Traders whispered and shook their heads as they watched the once glorious lady become a shadow of herself. Her black SUV gathered dust by the roadside, abandoned like her dreams. Back in Greenfield City, Evelyn finally found her daughter. Beneath the Udala tree, she cradled Grace's frail body, weeping bitterly. Grace's lips moved weakly. "Mama, forgive me." Her body went still. The city that gave her riches had stolen her soul. And so ended the tale of Grace, a girl who sought comfort in the wrong places, who mistook glitter for gold, and who paid the price for riches she could not keep. Her rise was swift, her fall even swifter. Truly, when a river rises too quickly, it will sweep away even the one who came to drink from it.